How often do we hear the term abdominal fat in health and fitness discussions? Maybe you've even thought to yourself, what does it really mean and why is it so important for my health? Abdominal fat, especially the kind that accumulates deep within the body around vital organs, isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's a key factor in determining your overall health. Let's take a moment to consider how we view our bodies. Most of us focus on outward appearances, how we look in the mirror, or how others perceive us. But have you ever stopped to think about what's going on inside your body, specifically around your belly? Do you know that the fat you can't see could be doing far more damage than the fat you can? Abdominal fat, particularly visceral fat, the fat surrounding your organs, is extremely dangerous. But why? Because this fat isn't simply a passive tissue. It's metabolically active, meaning it can influence your hormone levels, cause inflammation, and even lead to serious health issues such as type 2 diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and certain types of cancer. Can you imagine how something so small could have such a big impact? Let's get interactive for a moment. Think about your own habits. Do you often find yourself reaching for sugary snacks, sipping on sugary drinks, or indulging in fried foods? How many times a week do you eat these types of food? What about stress or lack of sleep? How do these factors play into your health? This brings us to the question, what can we do to reduce abdominal fat and improve our overall health? The good news is that you have more control over this than you might think. But first, let's dive deeper into how abdominal fat develops in the first place and why it's so difficult to get rid of. The causes of abdominal fat accumulation. Abdominal fat doesn't simply appear overnight. It accumulates gradually due to a variety of factors. Let's explore these causes so we can better understand what's happening in your body. Diet. The food we eat is perhaps the most significant factor in abdominal fat accumulation. Foods high in refined sugars, trans fats, and simple carbohydrates encourage your body to store fat, especially in the abdominal region. Have you ever found yourself snacking mindlessly or reaching for that extra dessert after dinner? If you answered yes, you're not alone. Many of us fall into the trap of consuming these types of foods without realizing their impact. Stress. We've all heard the phrase, stress belly, and for good reason. When you experience stress, your body releases cortisol, the stress hormone. High cortisol levels can encourage the storage of fat, particularly in the abdominal area. Have you noticed that your stress levels often correlate with weight gain around your midsection? You're not imagining it. Lack of sleep. Poor sleep or lack of sleep can lead to an imbalance in hormones that control hunger and appetite, such as ghrelin and leptin. When these hormones are out of sync, it can result in overeating, especially late at night. Have you ever found yourself snacking in the middle of the night because you couldn't sleep? This can lead to the accumulation of abdominal fat. Genetics. Yes, your genes also play a role in where you store fat. Some people are genetically predisposed to accumulate fat in the abdominal area. While you can't change your genes, you can still make changes to your lifestyle that can help you manage your weight. Hormonal imbalances. Hormones such as insulin, cortisol, and estrogen play a significant role in fat storage. Insulin resistance, often linked to abdominal fat, occurs when your body becomes less sensitive to insulin. This can lead to higher blood sugar levels and increased fat storage. Have you ever wondered why women often notice an increase in abdominal fat after menopause? The drop in estrogen can lead to fat storage in the belly region. The dangers of abdominal fat. It's easy to dismiss abdominal fat as just a cosmetic concern, but let's take a closer look at why it's much more than that. Abdominal fat, especially visceral fat, has serious health consequences. The reason? This fat is stored deep inside your abdomen, where it surrounds your vital organs. So, when we talk about abdominal fat, we're not just talking about what's under your skin, but fat that's potentially affecting your heart, liver, and pancreas. Let's consider the following conditions, all of which are associated with excess abdominal fat. Cardiovascular disease. Visceral fat can release chemicals and inflammatory proteins that affect your heart and blood vessels. Over time, this can increase your risk of developing high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke. Type 2 diabetes. Visceral fat interferes with insulin production, leading to insulin resistance. This makes it harder for your body to regulate blood sugar, increasing your risk of type 2 diabetes. Liver disease. Excess abdominal fat can lead to fatty liver disease, which occurs when fat builds up in the liver cells. This can cause inflammation and lead to liver damage over time. Cancer. Studies suggest that excess abdominal fat may be linked to an increased risk of cancers such as breast, colon, and endometrial cancer. At this point, let's reflect. Are you seeing how abdominal fat is more than just a problem area on your body? Are you starting to realize how this fat could potentially lead to life-altering health conditions? Foods that encourage abdominal fat. What you eat plays an essential role in the accumulation of abdominal fat. Some foods contribute more significantly to fat gain around the belly area than others. Let's look at the major culprits: sugary foods and beverages. You've heard it before. Too much sugar leads to weight gain. But did you know that sugar, particularly in the form of sugary beverages, contributes directly to abdominal fat? Sugary drinks, including sodas, fruit juices, and sweetened teas, are packed with empty calories that your body doesn't need. Have you checked how much sugar is in your daily drinks? It's probably more than you think. Refined carbohydrates, foods like white bread, pastries, and pasta made with refined flour cause a quick spike in blood sugar, which leads to insulin spikes and fat storage. Refined carbs are digested quickly, leaving you hungry again shortly after eating. How often do you grab a quick snack like a sandwich or a piece of pizza? These foods, although convenient, can directly lead to fat accumulation in the abdominal area. Trans fats. Trans fats, found in many processed foods and baked goods, are notorious for increasing visceral fat. These fats increase bad cholesterol, LDL, while lowering good cholesterol, HDL, which can lead to cardiovascular disease. Next time you're about to enjoy that fast food, ask yourself, how much is this really helping my body? Fried foods. Deep-fried foods are rich in unhealthy fats and provide excessive calories. They encourage fat storage in the abdomen and are also linked to inflammation and insulin resistance. Consider this. How often do you indulge in fried foods? Are you aware of the toll they take on your body in the long term? How to care for your health while eating these foods. If you love some of these foods, don't despair. It's all about moderation and finding balance. Here are some tips on how to care for your body and reduce abdominal fat without completely eliminating your favorite foods. Practice portion control. Even healthy foods can contribute to abdominal fat if consumed in excess. Start paying attention to portion sizes and avoid overeating. Take a moment to reflect. Are you eating because you're hungry or because you're bored, stressed, or tired? Prioritize whole foods. Whenever possible, choose whole foods over processed ones. Whole grains, vegetables, fruits, and lean proteins can help reduce abdominal fat while also providing essential nutrients. How many servings of vegetables do you consume daily? How could you increase your intake of whole foods? Stay hydrated. Drinking water is essential for overall health and can help control your appetite. Often, when we feel hungry, it's simply our body's way of telling us it's dehydrated. When you're thirsty, reach for water first before snacks. Exercise regularly. Exercise is a key factor in reducing abdominal fat. Cardiovascular exercises like walking, running, or cycling can help burn fat, while strength training helps build muscle. How much time do you spend each week exercising? Could you incorporate more movement into your day? So, let's bring it all together. We've explored the causes of abdominal fat, the foods that contribute to it, and the serious health risks it poses. But here's the real takeaway. You have the power to change your health, starting today. Whether it's making smarter food choices, exercising more, managing stress, or getting better sleep, each small change you make can have a profound impact on your abdominal fat and overall health. Now, I want you to think about your next step. What action can you take today to improve your health? Whether it's swapping out a sugary drink for water or taking a short walk after dinner, every step counts. The journey to a healthier you starts with one decision. What will yours be?